classic day in Shanghai. Very beautiful architecture. The ribs are here. Look at this caramelized pumpkin. Old rice noodle. This is spicy tofu. Yeah, we're just drinking tea on the ferry. Pandemic in Shanghai. Mad Dragon is a local brewery in Shanghai. Look at these cookies. A mango cake. Tallest building in China. My name's John. I'm an American. Been living in Shanghai for almost 20 years. How did I get here? I went to a liberal arts college in New York State, which had a study abroad program with a university in Beijing. During my study abroad, 2006, I basically realized that the amount of energy, the dynamism of Beijing and Shanghai, these major Chinese metropolises, in the lead up to the Olympics at that time, the 2008 Olympics, it was just very attractive, a lot of energy. As a young student about to graduate, I thought, what better choice than to try to learn Chinese and make a living out here in China. So now, fast forward 17, 18 years later, still here. Currently just walking on the Bund. Take you to see this area, which is kind of like the Shanghai version of Times Square. I mean, if you're a local, maybe you could come here and jog, but you're really not going to spend time on this boardwalk unless you're bringing friends who are just visiting the city for the first time. But this view of the financial district is pretty spectacular. The buildings that have gone up are amazing. Today I'm going to bring everybody on what would be a classic day in Shanghai. These are all what used to be in the early 1900s when Shanghai was a booming port city in its own. These were the banks. Very beautiful architecture. Got the Waldorf Astoria, Thailand Bank. As an American who spent the entire pandemic in Shanghai, what was my experience like? Honestly, it was fine. Yes, I did stay in my apartment compound for 83 days, but my apartment compound is huge. So every day I would go downstairs and run 10 laps around my complex. So one lap around was 1 kilometer. So basically ran 10K every day and go back up to my apartment and focus on making food, which we had ample deliveries of. I mean, just working from home during that time. Maybe I can find a spot to have a tea. Wouldn't be a trip to China without some tea right here. About the chilling lifestyle, drinking that pu'er tea from Yunnan province. We're on the ferry. So I just crossed over to the other side of the river. The other side of the Huangpu River is the financial district. So these apartment complexes right here along the river are some of the most expensive in Shanghai. If you want to live in one of these apartments, they're going to be tens of millions of dollars. So this is a very beautiful boardwalk path along the Huangpu River. Right now it's only after 4 o'clock, but the sun is already starting to set. If you live in this area, you can come here in the morning for a run. You can see for the chefs in these restaurants, they're eating their simple dinner. Right now it's not even 5 o'clock, they're just eating before the dinner rush. In these fancy restaurants along the water. So this is the boardwalk from the Pudong side, from the side of the financial district. So you have these classic buildings in the background. So we're just now walking along the Pudong side of the Huangpu River. Sun is setting now in the background. Not too many people around. Most people are at work. Actually, the Pudong side is less busy than the Puxi side, so the two sides of the river. This Pudong side is the financial district, the modern area. There's some restaurants along here. This Riviera Italian restaurant. I don't know, in all my years in Shanghai, I've never eaten at these restaurants. These are probably mainly for tourists. Look at this, Chili's in Shanghai, right here, next to the most iconic view in the city. I'm actually, honestly, a little bit tempted to go to Chili's to charge my phone. Not a bad view either from that Chili's. So, can't argue with that. Just in case you have some hankering for some $10 US ice cream, you got Haagen-Dazs. And the bell tower. So I've been walking around all afternoon filming, and I only have 7% battery left on my phone. So let's get a drink and charge the battery for a bit. Where are we going? This strip of restaurants here. We got falafel, we've got Thai food, a chain restaurant, but I want to go to Fat Cow. Let's check it out, Fat Cow. Coming up on the Fat Cow. So I'm looking at their menu and it looks fine for happy hour. IPA, 30 RMB. Let's do it. Let's go check it out. Find a place to sit and need a place. You wait. They got outlets. Looks like they do. Happy hour started on. Cheers. Mad Dragon is a local brewery in Shanghai. So I've been drinking beer, charging my phone. Now the sun has gone down. I'm on this elevated bridge right here, which connects the subway with a bunch of these office buildings. You can see the tallest building in China. Shake Shack has already been open for a couple years. Jordan's, Lululemon. So right now this is the IFC, so one of the top malls. Gonna take you to experience some really top quality Chinese food. This is Guyi, one of the best Hunan restaurants in Shanghai. 我以为啊，谢谢。我这也可以。So this is a little trick at the restaurants that you might visit. So they have their own branded wet naps. So they're going to charge you for these. Now they're on the table. Now if you bring your own, I mean, you can bring your own napkins in your pocket, and then when at the end of the meal you can return them. 谢谢啊. So here we have our first dish. So this eggplant has been smashed. Let's give it a taste. Really good eggplant. It's a cold dish, so it actually has some egg, what they call the 1,000-year-old egg. Really nice mouthfeel. Creamy, spicy, refreshing, cool. It's really good. This is a cold rice noodle and spicy chili sauce. Also has some peanuts. And let's mix it up. See what it looks like. You see these noodles? Kind of mix it in the sauce. Be careful if you're wearing a white shirt when you're eating this. Really delicious. Got the vinegar, garlic, peanut, sesame, chili. Alright, so we can see this is spicy tofu. Already starting to simmer in the pot. It's gonna be amazing. You can see the flame underneath it. Let's mix it up. Let's take a big bite. Perfect. Next dish coming in. Pumpkin. Pumpkin in a clay pot. Look at this caramelized pumpkin, glazed to perfection. Still simmering in this pot. Got some pumpkin. That pumpkin is unlike any pumpkin you've ever had in your entire life. In China, they know how to make tofu. They put pork in all their tofu. Pork belly that this tofu has absorbed. That's what gives tofu its proper flavor. When I first came to China, I had a classmate who was vegetarian. She always thought she could order the tofu dish. Every time she ordered a tofu dish, there was meat in it. More pumpkin. Amazing. Pumpkin, tofu, full of flavor but not greasy. The ribs are here. Look at these perfect ribs. So this food is all here. We got eggplants, we got our noodles, rice noodles, got our tofu made with bacon, our ribs, and our pumpkin. That's a full meal right here. Look at these ribs covered in this rub. Amazing. Oh my God. Gonna have to first just take a spoonful of this rub right here. Look at that. It's got that cumin, all sorts of goodness. Dry rub. On point. This is heaven right here. The Chinese do pork, hands down, best in the world. I said it. Taking a rib, chopsticks. Oh man. That was pork. Pork done right. Tender, hot, right out of the oven. Perfectly seasoned. You can't get this in your spare rib package in America. I'm sorry. I have to come over here to get this. Amazing. Uncomparable. Is that seasoning dry rub? Take a mouthful of that. Amazing. Wash it down with a piece of pumpkin. This is real Chinese food. Hunan province. Look at that tofu. These hazelnuts glazed. So this is one of the best restaurants in Shanghai. One of my favorites. Good stuff. I'm gonna get this to go and take it home, eat this for the next couple days. That was a ridiculously good dinner and got a lot of takeout, and that cost about $40 US. Now I'm going to one of my favorite cookie shops in Shanghai. Yeah, that's a $4 cookie, and it's worth it. They also have eclairs and some fancy ass macaroons. Look at these cookies, looking ridiculous. 曲奇哥来一个，还有这个蛋糕来一个啊。
好的，这边是帮你打包。
这边吃啊，我吃不完，我打包。
好的。
This also looks really good. Mango cake. Wow. 我也来一个芒果这个蛋糕。
我扫你啊。
好的。Pay for everything with the QR code. Here we got two ridiculous looking cookies. We got a cupcake, which looks like some cupcake I've never had before, and got a mango cake. This cost about $18, maybe $20 US. All right, I learned that you need to start from the least heavy. So I got my fork here. I'm gonna start with that mango cake over here. Let's see if we can get a piece of this. Let's try this mango cake. Let's see how it goes. Good mango cake. Pretty good. But the bottom line is that's not for me, that's for my wife. That's some fruit. I'm about the chocolate. So, let's get on to the next stuff. Oh yeah. Wow, look at that. Caramel oozing from that cupcake. Nice. Look at that. We're in China right now, in Shanghai, eating some of the finest gourmet desserts you could eat. Look at this caramel. Oh yeah, that is amazing. Wow. That is literally one of the best. I don't even know how this is called a cupcake, but this is one of the best desserts I've had. Caramel, chocolate, cookie. All right, 2 cookies. Let's try these. Get at this cookie. Amazingly good cookie. Shanghai, 2023. This Western food is some of the best in the world because you have all these really ambitious chefs. So you're getting some really high quality, really innovative baked goods. Another cookie piece, the other one. On point. Really good. These stand up against any cookie in the world, I guarantee you. These cookies can hold their own. But the winner here tonight, out of the 3, winner was this cupcake, this chocolate cupcake. Cheers, my friends. That was a day in Shanghai. Went to show everybody what Shanghai is like. Took you to the Bund, one of the main tourist areas. Took you to the financial district, to the boardwalk. Took you to the IFC Mall for dinner. Happy hour. We had some beers. We had some spicy food. Just had some cakes. Pretty classic day in Shanghai.